So here we are, Alex, just started up. So how you feeling?
Nervous,
yeah.
But yeah, good to get going. To be fair, it's been a long time in the planning, so I'm keen to get moving.
Yeah. So your plan is to run 2 miles out west.
So 3.5 miles this way.
And then you'll turn around and run, and then run back the same way.
Yeah. I'm wishing I brought a kite now, but yeah, I'm thinking that would have helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But yes, turn round, then another 96.5 miles back to Tynemouth, you know, something along those lines.
Excellent. Well, I'll see you along the route.
Will do. Cheers, John.
Okay, well, I suppose it kind of, so there's a few motivators, I guess, sort of internally. My wife and myself and a few friends 10 years ago, we ran Hadrian's Wall over 3 days. So did sort of just under 30 miles a day for 3 days. And then my wife and I, Claire, we did the Great North Run on the 4th day on the morning to make it sort of close to 100 miles. And just under 2 years ago, my brother was diagnosed with cancer, and it's inoperable, unfortunately. And at the moment, no sort of miracle cures out there for it either. So that, you know, he's having treatment, chemotherapy, things like that, but it's to control it rather than to get rid of it. And I thought, why not try and pair the two things together, if you like, and have a go at the run, but try and do it a bit quicker, and try and do it to raise some money for cancer research, because I thought that could give him a bit of motivation as well. Kind of use it as a bit of a two birds with one stone, if you like. So
I appreciate it, and if you haven't given some money already, it'd be great if you could. We've already raised about 7,300 quid, so really positive so far. So
Oh, you got an extra one now.
yeah,
next one now.
What are you doing?
Picking up stragglers. Fat timers.
So Ryan, how far are you running?
The aim today is 21 miles.
Oh, excellent. Well done.
is hilly. So starting in Bowness, you head, I'll head west for a couple of miles and turn back, but then you head east through to Carlisle, and you're pretty much alongside the river for the majority of that. And it's fairly flat. It's fairly flat going. It's not too hard. So I'm thinking I'll probably be, including stops and things like that, I'll probably be averaging 10, 11-minute miles for that kind of first 20, 30 miles, 25 miles. I've got a couple of checkpoints around there, and I've got a couple of people coming along. One guy said he'll run that section with me, which is cool.
Sorry?
Have you recce'd much of the route?
Well, 10 years ago I've done it all.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't think it's changed much.
No, I don't think it's changed in 10 years. But no, I've recce'd the far end a little bit, but not this end. I remember this end being relatively easy to follow when I did it before, so plus I've got these two as guides. Yeah, it's all very well marked pretty much the whole way.
Okay. So what's it called?
The Hadrian's Wall path.
Okay.
So yeah, it's yeah, very much like a hard moors run, follow the acorns and you get your way there one way or another.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
It's gorgeous.
Sticking to what I know.
Hello, hello.
Well done, guys. Feeling good?
Yeah, feeling grand.
How we doing?
Alright. Just road and a bit of sloppy mud and stuff, but yeah, it's been nice actually.
Yeah. Bit more sloppy mud, huh?
Yeah.
Probably.
Is it going okay?
Should have done that.
I'll see you in Carlisle, okay?
Right, okay then, right, alright then. See you soon.
Great. And my parents are coming out to sort of do a bit of a support crew during the day. It then starts to get hilly pretty soon after there. So my pace will be dropping quite considerably, I imagine. And the one thing I distinctly remember from having done it 10 years ago is there are so many styles. There are just so many styles, and they're pretty tall ones as well. So I'm sure that I'll get slightly battered quads by the end of that. But yeah, there's a sort of hilly section in the middle, probably lasts for about another 30 miles where it's pretty up and down. But I've got checkpoints every 8-9 miles where family or friends are going to meet me with kit and with a camp chair to sit down on and those sorts of things that you feel you need when you're doing a decent distance.
I'm Mary. This is
And
Mick.
I'm Mick, and we are Alex's parents.
How's your little son?
He's bearing up well, but as everybody knows who's been involved with any of the cancers, the chemotherapy is pretty devastating, and but he's coming through the sort of last session of chemotherapy now, so we're keeping everything crossed for it.
He's a very positive person, and it's sometimes difficult to tell because of that, but no, he's doing pretty well at the moment anyway.
Well done, Alex. Well done, Alan.
Sorry we're late.
Have you lost Ryan?
Yeah, he's a bit behind.
Okay.
He's doing
Yeah. Yeah, not too bad. They've been quite. Oh, you got the new graphene things.
Yeah.
Are they the brand new ones?
Yeah. You know me. Any excuse to splash a bit of cash on some kit.
Saves your feet, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's the aim. They're feeling great so far. Yeah, we left Ryan a little bit further back. He's not done this distance before. So.
How far have you done then? To where, about 20?
21 and a bit.
All right.
Yeah. It's lovely, John. Not being funny. This is what you dream of, really. So, yeah. If this keeps up, I'll be very happy. Journey across okay? Yeah. Good.
Alright, you know what you need.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll just grab bits.
I've done the hard bit.
Yeah. It's easy.
How was that, Ryan?
It was hard. I was all right up until about 18 miles, and I've struggled a bit since then. But prior to that, 14 was my longest, so I was kind of gonna, wasn't I? It was gonna hurt.
Yeah, well done.
Right. Just under 34 miles in. I can't remember how long I've been going, but quite a while. This is the first section I'll be doing on my own. Although John Kinniston, who is doing a podcast and a few bit of video blogs on it, is going to join me at some point. Just left a checkpoint, but things are going well. Feeling fairly strong. Still quite enjoying it at the moment. So yeah, I'll drop another video on later. Right, I'm about just under 35 miles in. I'm running a bit on my own. I've had absolutely incredible support so far. So last night I got a message from Ryan, who said that he fancied running with me from the very beginning, which he hadn't originally planned to do. Excuse me, bit of boggy bit. So he was going to meet me right at the beginning and run the first 7 miles with me, which he hadn't originally planned to, and then a sort of 14 from there on into Carlisle. So that was great. It was really nice to run with someone completely new, lovely guy, so we could have a really good chat. And then after those kind of first 7 miles, we got back to Bowness, to the start line of the official Hadrian's Wall path, at which point we met Ryan's mate Alan, who then ran with the pair of us through to Carlisle. And again, you know, it just kind of refreshes the conversation, makes it all nice and easy. It means the miles just kind of flew by. Really lovely feeling. Then in Carlisle, picked up with my mate Andy, who I've not seen in a long time, but who 10 years ago ran Hadrian's Wall with me when and Claire, when we did it over 3 days. Well, he didn't run with me, he's way too quick for that. He was miles ahead, but anyway, he just ran that section with me, about 11-mile section through into Walltown, which was great. Again, just nice to catch up and have a sort of an opportunity for discussions that we haven't had in a long time, and yeah, really lovely. Then got to Walltown and we'd seen Si along the way. No doubt there'll be some videos of Si on his bike as he's popped up at various points. And so got to the checkpoint. Claire was there, which was lovely. Nice to see her. Someone who's prepared to tell me when I don't look nice enough to give a hug to, that kind of thing. A bit more of an honest appraisal, but great to see her. And Si was there again, so good chats, and my mum and dad. So yeah, that's one of the things that I've got out of this so far. It's just when the pressure's off, because all right, I want to do this in a reasonable time. I'd really love to do the sort of 84-mile Hadrian's Wall path section that's the middle bit in 24 hours or less. I think that would be amazing. I'd be really pleased with that. But actually, getting to the finish is the goal. You know, this challenge is not about pace, it's not about some sort of fastest known time. I mean, the fastest known time on Hadrian's Wall is mental anyway. There's no way I get near that. And so really it's about trying to enjoy it as much as I can. And while there are these daylight sections, I've been absolutely loving it. I mean, I'm on my own now, obviously, as you can see around me, other than a few sheep and an occasional walker, but not beating myself up over pace and just enjoying the route for what it is, running the bits I can run, not worrying when I can't or when I don't feel like it. It's a lovely feeling so far, and long may that continue. I know there are going to be some really dark spots coming up, but you know, I've done a third of the distance already, and have loved it so far, so it's been really, really good. I just want to take as much of the positive out of that as I can do. Hi, I just wanted to take a quick video with this in the background. This is awesome. This is probably, I think, about the longest stretch of what remains of the wall. I might be wrong, but from what I remember, this was put here 2,000 years ago, built by a load of Roman soldiers, shipped over here to the north end of nowhere, without using my polite term. I can't believe that this piece of history is still standing here. So beautiful, absolutely loving this.
Well, I parked at Steel Rig and I've ran out to see Alex. I've been running for 8.77 miles, and I reckon in the next half a mile or so, maybe a little bit more, I should meet him, and then I'll turn around and run with him back to the van.
Really good.
Excellent.
A stunning bit of wall up there.
Is there?
Yeah,
well, there's some stunning bits to come.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Oh, fab.
I've run out 9.75.
Okay.
So I was aiming for 10, so I almost made it.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I'm on about just under 41, I think. So
yeah,
another 2 or 3 to go until the next checkpoint.
Yeah.
So
is the next one Steel Rig?
No, Walltown Quarry.
Oh, you got one before that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, the thing is, Alex, it's been the wind's been against me.
Of course.
The whole time.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'd rather it was me, and then you've got the nice wind, and then once we turn now, then
it's been beautiful.
I'm looking forward to running back with the wind behind me.
It's yeah, there's a mile castle up the top there, and you just kind of looking across this valley and just think, it must have been such a barren place to be, like, you know, Roman soldier.
Yeah.
Imagine coming from Italy over here thinking, oh, bleak, it rains all the time.
Gorgeous.
Well, you picked a great day, Alex, haven't you? You picked a great day.
Oh, what a day for it. It's amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Great luck so far. Hey, chaps. To Tynemouth. So the other side of Wall's End.
You started at 7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Where did you start?
I started in Bowness, went 3.5 miles west,
in one day.
and then back. Yeah, I wanted to make it around 100, so I added 7 at the beginning, and then there's another 9 from Wall's End on to where I live in Tynemouth. So
How long is it going to take?
Hang on, so you've done like 30 already?
41-ish, something like that.
You're not even sweating.
Oh, I am. No, I'm minging, but you don't come too close.
So how long is it going to take you?
I reckon probably near midday tomorrow to get.
miles are you up to now then, Alex?
43 and a half, I think.
43 and a half.
Something
so
like that.
almost coming up to the, I think halfway is a very significant psychological thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it does feel like it will be.
Yeah.
The furthest I've ever done before is 60 odd on the Hardmoor 60. So,
Oh, right, okay.
so that'll be a big psychological hit.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've done 40 odd mile races before, alright, admittedly hillier than this, and I felt absolutely atrocious, so
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty happy about this at the minute.
Well, all you got to do is when you get to 60 miles, you think, right, I've done a 40-mile race, that's all I've got left.
Yeah, exactly.
Just ignore the fact that you've ran 60 miles to get there.
Yeah.
Are you proud of him?
Oh, absolutely.
He's doing so well.
He is, isn't he?
He's moving great.
Both that and the fact that he doesn't even have to puff.
Self-heating.
Self-heat.
You put cold.
Explain how this works then.
You put cold water in, and it's got some sort of gel thing in there that reacts with it. Apparently heats it up. Total experiment, but let's see what happens.
And is this the latest in fashion, is it, Alex?
Nothing if not stylish. Yeah. Honest. Yeah, there you go. Pasta and meatballs steaming hot.
Wow.
That's not too shabby.
That's very good.
Quite impressed. I mean, I haven't eaten it. So we're going straight up there, aren't we?
Well, it goes round.
Oh well.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Right,
Nice
see
to
you
meet
later.
you.
Yeah.
All right then, see you. Oh.
Well, that was a sensible stop, Alex. You've had some
I think so.
hot food there, replenish your drinks, bit of
Yeah.
encouragement from your mum and dad. What more can you need, eh?
Well, that's it. Yeah, no, that is what I think I needed. I needed to get some hot food on at some point today, so I figured do it now when we've got a section of walking. That's the way to go. A little bit of tightness in my left calf, but I'm hoping it'll ease out as we keep going. Worst case, I'll give it a bit of a massage. I'm sure it'll be alright. Oh, you get the wall and everything.
Yeah. So just think, Alex, if you were a Roman soldier and you were sent from Italy to look after the Hadrian's Wall,
Yep. Up here.
there are advantages, aren't there?
I mean, it's not a bad view. I'll give them that. I mean, it's not Umbria, but it is pretty. It's quite pretty. Slightly different weather than what they would have been used to, I would imagine, but not today. We're properly lucky.
So this was the boundary then from England to Scotland,
Kind of.
was it?
Kind of. So
Right.
there's another wall about another 10 miles that way that they fell back to this one, not just from the Scots but because of the rebellious Northern English. So this was it was a boundary between the people who were going to put up with them and the people who weren't. Some of them were Scottish, some of them weren't.
Right, okay. But it was built by the people from the south
Yeah, well, it was
to
built
keep out the foot.
largely by the soldiers themselves.
Right.
So at this point it's pretty chunky, pretty wide.
Yeah.
You get over towards Hedon and it's noticeably narrower, and that was where they had to speed up in order to get across
To get
in
it
the
done.
time to please the emperor. So they actually narrowed it down. I think there were slightly less rebellious people over there anyway. It's these Cumbrians, they're a bit more troublesome.
I think in a couple of miles there's a point which is the highest point.
Oh, okay.
I think there was a plaque or something to say the highest point on the route.
All downhill from there then, surely.
That's right, yeah. So how many miles is this now, Alex?
48, I think.
48.
Just under 48. Yeah.
And
So
look at this
nearly halfway.
beautiful view we've got. going past this little lake. Fancy a quick swim?
Nice ice bath, I suppose, but yeah, maybe not. I'll save that for the sea at the far end.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, Alex, I'm very impressed. You're moving well.
Feeling all right.
Looking nice and smooth.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the fact that I am moving fairly well.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I'm actually running with Alex, who's doing the Hadrian's wall, and so I was hoping I might see you.
Oh, that's amazing. Where are you going?
We're going all the way to Tynemouth.
So,
I set off. Good stuff,
are you going this way?
Sorry?
You coming
going
with
this
us?
way.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, I set off 47 miles back.
All right.
I'm going that way.
Oh, good luck, mate.
How are you?
And how are you feeling?
Oh, good.
Yeah. On target?
Yeah, we're an hour ahead. So we're all good.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's going well.
Well done.
Oh, thanks. Nice to see you.
We're all proud of you.
Oh, bless you.
I think you might be right.
Okay, Alex, I think this is the highest point that you'll reach today, or on this route.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks nice to be up here. Oh, some lights over at that lake over there.
Yeah. That's all right.
That's lovely.
And then as it starts to go dark, I'm just getting through the worst of the hilly sections, if you like, which is positive. And then the route takes you across through to Heddon on the Wall and drops down pretty sharply down to the side of the River Tyne and goes through the western parts of Newcastle, which I'm definitely looking forward to having company on, because they're some slightly interesting areas that you run through in the dark at that point. So I'll have a couple of people with me on those bits as well. And then hopefully just after sort of sunup, I'll be coming through around the quayside. Probably, so not long after sunup, I'll be around the quayside in Newcastle, which is, obviously with all the very iconic bridges and that sort of thing along there, that'll be really nice way to be running in towards the sun because you're heading eastwards. And from there, it's about another 8-9 miles from there through to Segedunum, which is the end of the actual official Hadrian's Wall path. And I'll probably have a little bit of a celebration there, a few photos and stuff, and then it's about, like I say, about another 9 or 10 miles, I think, from there on to here. And I've got a couple of people from a running club that's around there that have said they'll come along and support me on that. But not that I'll be running by then. I mean, there's no way that they're all saying, "Oh, we've got to check that we're fit enough to come along and be with you." I'm thinking, you're all right. I think if you can stroll around the park at the moment, you'll probably be able to keep up with me. So yeah, get to the end, and I'll drop down into King Edward's Bay, which is just by the Priory in Tynemouth, which is a beautiful little bay, and dip my feet in the water, and I think that'll be the finish for me, one way or another.
Okay.
Said he was going to take them off and everything.
Well, it's a lovely sunny late Tuesday morning, so just under 48 hours since I finished my run, and I wanted to just, now that I've had a little bit of time to reflect, I just wanted to record hopefully a fairly quick video. I started the run, I don't know what I thought I was going to achieve, I don't know what I thought I was going to feel, I genuinely don't think there was a part of me that ever thought that I wouldn't get to the finish, and that was continued all the way through the 100 miles, through the night, everything. There was never a point where I thought, no, I can't do this, I can't go on. That's something which I've got to give massive credit to the purpose that I was going for, the reason that I was doing it being bigger than me, being bigger than just about achieving a finish. It was more than that this time. It meant a lot more to me, and I think that was the reason why there was never any doubt in my mind. And I think beforehand, I thought that when I got to the finish, I've often been overcome by emotion at finish lines, and I think it's generally a feeling of kind of relief at finishing, but also that kind of pride that I don't think you can get from many other pursuits that you can get from running. That pride at having achieved something yourself, at having, powered yourself around something entirely under your own effort. But I didn't get that this time. I thought I was going to, and maybe that will kick in days to come, I don't know. But actually, when I stood with my feet in the North Sea, desperately trying to cool them down and numb them a little bit, all I really had was gratitude. I was so thankful, still am so thankful, so grateful to so many people who made it happen. Yes, it was me putting one foot in front of the other as I went along, sure. But I had the best support I could ever have hoped for, more than I hoped for, in fact. People like Daz, who turned up just as it was getting dark. He'd seen it on the Hardmoors Facebook group, thought, well, I fancy a jog out tonight anyway. So drove over from Newcastle, hopped onto the trail and came and met me at exactly the time when I was going to be running the first dark section on my own. I mean, what were the chances of that? It's just amazing. What sort of person does that? Pure luck that it happened to be exactly the time when I needed it, but how great of a person comes out and does things like that? How great of a person like Gareth, who before 2 weeks ago I'd never met. We spoke a few times via Facebook because we're members of the same running group on there. And yet he runs 3 checkpoints for me through the night, gets up in his car, drives out with all my kit in the back of his car, sets up store, gives me cups of tea, makes sure I'm taken care of, covered my leg with a coat because it was raining and I was being an idiot and thinking that it wouldn't affect me. And then from 5 o'clock in the morning, straps on his own trainers and comes and walks the whole of the rest of the distance with me, from Heading on the Wall all the way through to Tynemouth, to the finish. Who does that sort of stuff? There were so many people who came out all the way through the night, through the day, people I'd never met before, people who I've only ever met on running things in the past. And the most tired part of my body, other than my feet, was my voice come the end of it, because I spent, out of 29 hours, I must have spent 24, 25 of them talking, having brilliant conversations with brilliant like-minded people who were giving up their time and putting in their energy to help get me across the country. And this is without mentioning my parents, who did the amazing job all the way through the first day of looking after me, and I know they would have seen that, I was stumbling a little bit more or maybe not moving quite as well as I was at the start, and I know as a parent that they were probably looking at me and thinking, oh God, I hope he's going to be okay. But they kept me going and they kept pushing me on, and my wife, who came out and saw me and gave me a much more honest appraisal than some other people would have done, but also just kept pushing me on and kept messaging me, and I knew she was tracking me through the night. I knew she was coordinating all those other people who were helping. And then hundreds of people who donated. We've raised, and I say we because I really do think this was a group effort. There was so much done by so many people, and so many people who I think heard about Ian's diagnosis and felt shocked and wanted to be able to feel like they could do something proactive about it. And when he announced it to his friends and on Facebook, he let them know by also sharing my Just Giving page, and I think maybe that gave them a way of feeling they were able to contribute, and they did. And we've raised, as of now, just over £8,000 for Cancer Research UK, and that's something I could never have dreamed of achieving. And I know that amount of money will genuinely make a difference. It really will. And that will fund somebody to do a piece of research that who knows what it could achieve, who knows what could come out of it. Science is done in a way by trying things, and things will go wrong and things will go right. But at some point, someone will find the cures that mean that we don't have to tell people the horrible, horrible news that they have something that is currently incurable. And if that £8,000 can help push one of those experiments forward, then that will have been an enormous, enormous achievement. So yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I am feeling happy. One thing I am proud of is having helped raise that money. But I feel really sort of, my faith in people has been totally reaffirmed by this. There are some utterly amazing people out there. If you put yourself out there, if you try something, if you tell people you're going to do something and you need their help, you will be amazed what people will do for you and will help you achieve.